Dr. Bamidele Ayenibo is the lead consultant at Treaty Impact Consulting Limited. Like I said earlier, he's popularly known as Export Doctor, and he's renowned for his multifaceted expertise in international trade and business development. He designed a comprehensive export readiness assessment program that is globally recognized. He's also one of the first 10 Africans to become a certified specialist in demand guarantee. Dr. Bamidele Ayenibo has a master's degree in international business with law and a PhD in international business and marketing. An author of 7 books, he's a sought-after speaker, serves in various capacities such as the AFCFTA, and is contributing his quota to national development. So like I've always said, any bank seeks to go the extra mile in bringing well-seasoned professionals to talk to us concerning any area of discourse it is for the month. So with a rousing ovation, let us welcome Dr. Bamidele Ayenibo as he takes us through the A to Z of non-oil exports. Dr. Bamidele, over to you, please.
All right, thank you very much. Kindly confirm that you can hear me. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, can you also enable me to share my screen?
Okay, we are on it.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. I'm hoping this will be an interesting session for every one of us on the call. As the program is going on, kindly drop your question in the chat. All that will be addressed at the end of the session. So please feel free to drop your question in the chat box because that's important to ensure that those questions are addressed at the end of the program. I've been asked to speak today on A to Z of export business success. Please don't raise up your hand, just drop your question in the chat. I can see some people raising up their hands. Just drop your question in the chat and we will attend to them. Thank you very much. A to Z of export business success. Export business is a business that everyone in Nigeria today needs to give a consideration, particularly if you're in business and if you need Forex, if you need to generate Forex for whatever reason, either by virtue of what you do, maybe you're an importer or you are even into other businesses, but you need to pay some bill in Forex. The need for export has become highly imperative, and that's why we must commend Zenith Bank for putting this program together. I have a preamble. I'll be talking about purpose, the reason why I think you should consider export business. I want to talk about what I call the protocol.
Recording in progress.
Sorry. What I call the protocol, which is basically talking about what are the things you need to consider when going into export business. I'll talk about the product and I will tell you where you can get different products that was exported last year. We've been trying to do some video in recent time and they're on YouTube. I'll give you the YouTube channel. If you are thinking of exporting and you're thinking, okay, what does Nigeria currently export? You can see a lot of that online. I will talk about that when I get there. I'll talk about the pointer, and that has to do with why export business failed. Why export business failed, the evidence or sign of lack of export readiness. The evidence or sign of lack of export readiness. Then I'll talk about proposal. How do you become export ready? How can you do readiness assessment? Then we'll talk about the process and also how to participate in export business. Now, listen to this. I saw this on the platform and I thought to share it for a start. Why $1 is now $9.50? Some will say 1,000. I think it's almost 1,000, if not more than now. In 1980, the key reason for economic growth as follows. We were net exporter of refined product. Net exporter of refined product. Today, we import all products. Almost all, sorry, the refined petroleum product. We rode on locally assembled cars, buses, truck, Pojo cars in Kaduna, Volkswagen in cars in Lagos, Leyland in Ibadan, and Amco in Enugu. We produce buses and trucks. Steers are produced in Bauchi for agricultural tractor. And it was not just assembled, we were producing many components in Nigeria. Vono products were producing the seat in Lagos. Exide was producing battery in Ibadan. Not just for Nigeria, for the entire West Africa. Isoglass and TSG producing windshield. Perodo in Ibadan producing brake pad and disc. Tire produced by Dunlop in Lagos, Michelin in Port Harcourt, and these tires were produced by rubber plantation in Rivers State, Nigeria. Rivers State at that time. We're listening to radio and watching TV set assembled by Sanyo in Ibadan. We're using refrigerator, freezer, and air conditioner produced by Tamoku. We're putting on clothes produced by UNTL Textile Mill in Kaduna, China in Lagos, not from imported cotton, by the way, but from cotton grown in Nigeria. Our water were running from pipes produced by Quality Pipe in Kano. Toilets were fitted with WC produced at Kano and Abeokuta. We're cooking with LPG gas stored in cylinder produced in Ibadan. Our electricity was flowing through cable produced by carbon metal in Lagos and Port Harcourt. Nigerian wire and cable. Nigeria, we have butter and linen producing shoes from leather that is stand locally in Kaduna. We're mainly flying Nigeria Airways. And the list is endless. What got us here? Now, if you look at this chart, you will see the sources of generating effects. Foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, trade in goods, trade in services, remittances. Now, out of all these major sources of generating foreign exchange, the only one we have control over is trade in goods and services. Foreign direct investment, someone out there will have to decide is bringing money to your country. Foreign portfolio investment, someone out there will have to decide is bringing money into your country. But only trade in goods and services, apart from remittances, which is mainly what someone call welfare economics, to take care of relative back at home. For us to be able to deepen foreign exchange market, we need to generate more foreign exchange. And sometimes when you look at countries abroad, I like to use Netherlands, for example, a country less than Lagos population, exporting over about $600 billion, and that amount is more than the whole of Africa put together. The whole of African export put together. Nigerian export last year was about 67 billion, depending on the rate of conversion. If you are looking at the rate we are looking at now, it will be much more lower than that. $67 billion. And that includes crude oil. That includes crude oil. Look at the way foreign direct investment has declined from 2008 to 2023. So it significantly declined. We cannot be, why we government do whatever they need to do to push that up, we can't rely on that. We need to take our destiny into our hand and consider exporting. And the beauty of export is that you enjoy export, you export yourself. You don't just export yourself and make money. The country also benefits from your export business. And that's the beauty of export. You are not only the one that benefits, the country benefits from export business. And that's why it's important that we all consider export. Look at the export volume. Can you see the way the export volume grew in the last, between 2009, COVID brought it down. Now it's recovering. But I want to look at the next chart. Look at the next chart. You will notice something in this next chart. You will notice the contribution of non-oil export. And this is exactly where the problem is for us as a country. The contribution of non-oil export. You see, this contribution of non-oil export is the major challenge we have. Major challenge we have. Why is it a major challenge? Because this is showing that the contribution of non-oil export is very, very small and very, very low. The essence of this program and other programs that Zenny will be doing afterwards, the zero to hero in export, is to create more exporters. Do you know that we have very low number of exporters also compared to Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, compared to South Africa? The number of exporters last year, according to NEPC, is 1,172. Even though over 14,000, according to the CEO of NEPC, in the last 2-3 years, 14,000 companies have registered for export, but only 1,172 exported last year. What does that tell you? What does that portray to you? That just basically lets you know the fact that we are not doing well as far as exportation is concerned as a country. and we definitely need to improve. For us to be able to improve, we need you to become part of this program. So don't just listen to this program today and join. Try as much as possible to see how you can start, particularly for those that are looking for foreign exchange. Now, look at what I call the A to Z of benefit of export. Why should you export? It helps you to achieve economy of scale and reduce unit price. Why should you export? It helps you to build resilience. Export helps your business to build resilience. If you're into manufacturing and you're having challenges, export helps your business to build resilience. Export helps you to create opportunity for growth and to create jobs. Through export, you can grow as a business and you can also create jobs. It helps in diversification of your market and source of revenue. Diversification of your market and source of revenue. It can also help you to earn foreign exchange. It can help you to earn foreign exchange. As a matter of fact, I believe export can force a business to innovate. It can force a business to innovate. You know why? If you are not innovating and you are into export, you are compelled to innovate because competition will help you to see the need to begin to consider innovation. Export helps you to grow your sales volume. Export helps you to grow your sales volume. Export helps you to have a share of market abroad. Export helps you to increase your revenue and profitability. Export helps you to jumpstart sustainable forest revenue. Sustainable forest revenue. Sustainable forest revenue. And I'm emphasizing the need for you to have sustainable forest revenue. Many people are buying, you go and buy in the forest market, you are looking for exporter to work with, which is good. But if you want a sustainable foreign revenue, export can help you to just start it. Export can help you to start a plan for retirement. Export can help you to have your product to have a longer product life cycle. It helps you to maximize free trade agreement. It helps you to get new market for your business and of course new sources of revenue. Export helps you to obtain incentive. If you are exporting from Nigeria, you don't pay VAT on your export proceeds. You don't pay export duty. It helps you to enjoy government incentive. It helps you to pay your import bills. Export helps you to quit dependence on domestic economy. So if there is, for any reason, there is in the domestic economy, there is a recession, you are not dependent on domestic economy. Export helps you to diversify your risk. It helps you to store up your asset in foreign exchange. It helps you to tap into opportunity in export market. And there are huge opportunities. The world market is $21.5 trillion. The world market is $21.5 trillion. It helps you to tap into opportunity in the export market. It helps you to utilize your idle capacity. If you are manufacturing, you are into processing, and you are not maximizing your factory, it helps you to a large extent, reduce your idle capacity. It helps you to verify the global acceptance of your product. By exporting, you get to know if your product, it helps you to win both at home and abroad. You are able to get extra profit from the export market. It helps you to yearn for more improvement because of competition, and you can zero in on the potential of your product in the export market. So what are the products you can export from Nigeria? Last year, the top item of export: fuel, natural gas, crude oil, urea, flow-somatible, other petrol gas, superior cocoa product, sesame seed, aluminum alloy, electrical energy, cigarette. Top agro export: superior cocoa butter, sesame seed, cashew nut, natural butter, coconut, ginger, soya beans. Now, there are a number, you will notice something on this list. You've seen a lot of agri products. Now, I will also mention some new list that's not on my slide that was exported last year. If you have friends in the UK and you're wondering, one of the things I'm going to emphasize in this program today is the need for you to partner with friends and relatives abroad. Friends, I will talk about that toward the end of my presentation. But if you're thinking of what does Nigeria export, let me give you other additional products. Synthetic fiber. This is for UK last year. Synthetic fiber, hair, African cashew kernel, cashew nut, alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, malt, Schweppes, noodles, pap, hibiscus flower, ginger. What Nigeria exported last year. On this thing, you will realize that you should not be thinking only of commodity when you are thinking of export. Don't think only of commodity. Think of any product you are using in Nigeria. All foodstuff. Gari, yellow gari, white gari, broom. The regular broom, the local one, the broom. Soap, the black soap, both the bar soap and the liquid soap. Frozen shrimps, beverages, Golden Morn, hair attachment, Maggi Cube, Maggi Star, noodles. Can you see the product being exported? Regular product. Now, why this is important is to let you know, when you are thinking of export, don't think only of cocoa, cashew, ginger. Think of value added. And what Nigeria needs right now is value added. Because when you think of, let me give you an example, why you should think of value added. The total market size of cocoa in the world is about $10 billion. Total market size. The cocoa demand. 75% of that is from West Africa. $9 billion. $9 to $10 billion. Chocolate. Just one value chain of cocoa. Chocolate is just one of the value chain of cocoa. Do you know chocolate alone? Chocolate alone is about $30 billion. So who is making money? The African farmer that is producing cocoa and exporting cocoa, or those that are adding value. So think of value addition. Any product we are using in Nigeria have an export value. What you need to do is to ask, like I said, what do people currently export? Just like I've showed you. What do people currently export to different parts of the world? Where are the export destinations? Spain, Netherlands, India, Indonesia, US, France, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Ivory Coast, Canada. Look at the top export. Do you notice something? Can you see that petrol gas, 85%? Petrol gas, 85%. Petrol gas, 85%. Can you see the remaining? That's why Zenith Bank is organizing this event for you to join the Zero to Hero and consider learning about export. And consider learning. So if I expand that small side on the side, if I expand it, you can see all-purpose chip, cocoa beans, raw tobacco, coconut, Brazil nut, raw aluminum, nitrogen fertilizer, gold, rubber. Can you see different products beyond commodity that is currently being exported from Nigeria? Now, if you are thinking of commodity, look at the season. Ginger, can you see the season? You will notice from this list that majority of exported products are in the latter part of the year. Majority in the latter part of the year. I've seen this. Now we are in September, October, and you can see that at the time, this is the season. People are now considering export of commodity because this is the season that people go into this particular area of business. Now, if you are looking at other countries, maybe you are looking at Germany, US, Canada, and you want to know what does Nigeria export, we have done video on this. You can visit the YouTube channel, either DBA TV or Voice of African Trade. If you visit any of these this YouTube channel, you'll be able to know what does Nigeria export, for example, to US. What does Nigeria export to Ghana, to Germany? You see the video. But more importantly, the reason why you should see that is look for the video where Nigeria exports to country where you have a representative. For example, you have a friend, an ally, someone you can work with in Germany. Then go and look at what does Nigeria currently export to Germany. What that does for you is it lets you to know. It lets you to know what you can also export to Germany. That means that product is already accepted in Germany. That means that product is already accepted in Germany. That means that product quality is accepted in Germany. That means there are buyers and demand in Germany. That means what your rep need to do is to find those that are already buying from Nigeria in Germany. That makes your work a lot easier. That makes your life a lot easier. So go to the YouTube channel, search for it online, and find those videos so you can know what is being exported to different countries around the world. But please note, not all product can be exported. Not all product can be exported. Nigeria have what is called export prohibition list. Maize cannot be exported, timber cannot be exported, rawhide and steel cannot be exported, scrap metal cannot be exported, unprocessed rubber and rubber lump, artificial and antiquities, wildlife cannot be exported, animal transfer and endangered cannot be exported, and all import products cannot be exported. Now let's now move to the protocol. This is why you need the Zero to Hero program to be able to go through a rigorous training program supported and funded by Zenith Bank on how to go about and taking advantage of the business. Look at some of the things you'll be learning. And I call this this A to Z of export business success. So this is under A to Z. A to Z of export business success. We've talked about the A to Z of benefit. Now I'm talking about A to Z of business success. Export business success. Avoid preference for profit over understanding business process. Build a business rather than just an investment channel. Crave for knowledge rather than transaction. That's why you need to learn. Delay will come and be prolonged for months. Therefore, be prepared because of the challenges of our environment. Export is a process and not a transaction. You move from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. Focus on credibility, companion, and competence, being acquired than the cash. Give room for unforeseen circumstances in all your estimation. Have a long-term view of the business you want to build. Invest in promotion of your product using online and offline options. And I will talk about that later on. Jumping the gun to export without export readiness assessment could be dangerous. Knowledge is critical for success factor in export trade. International trade, and particularly export, is knowledge intensive. Is knowledge intensive. Is knowledge intensive. That is why a program like Zero to Hero of Zenith Bank is extremely important. Is knowledge intensive. There's so much to learn. Knowledge is a critical success factor. It is knowledge that makes you to be able to anticipate the risk and mitigate your risk. If you are not knowledgeable, you cannot anticipate the risk and know what to do to mitigate the risk. For example, to mitigate payment risk, sometimes you need a letter of credit. You now need to learn about letter of credit. If the buyer is not giving letter of credit, he might want to give you a demand guarantee or some letter of credit. If it's not giving an instrument, what are the other options you need to explore? You might need to get a friend or relative abroad. What are the things that friend or partner need to do? Knowledge. Let the fact about the business guide your decision and not the rumor. Mentoring will only support you to learn and minimize delay. Not that waiting for delay builds you in character in life and business. So the delay is not out of the place in the first place, because you really cannot help it. If your ship is delayed, you have to wait for the ship to arrive or pray within the ambit of the law. I just listed what is prohibited for export, or pray within the ambit of the law and regulation for the business. Purpose beyond profit should guide your business decision. Purpose beyond profit. There must be a reason why. Let me say this. If the reason for export for you is to make money, there are opportunities to make money in Nigeria. There must be other reasons beyond making money. For example, you want to make money, but you also need foreign exchange. So that when there are issues, you know, it's not just making money. I need this to survive. In fact, I need more market for my business. If it's about survival of your current business, the chance that you'll be successful with them becomes very high, because you'll be able to overcome every issue or challenge you face in the business. Quitting business because of challenges show that you're not ready for the business world. Remember, the big part that glitter on paper is not always gold in reality. Export today in Nigeria is very much profitable because of exchange rate, but also know that inflation is trying to catch up. So don't be too optimistic. Security of capital should be supreme to profit. So you must learn how to secure your capital. Take decision based on advice of a mentor you have secured to guide you. Having someone to guide you will help. We have what is called from export novice to export legend that can help you, also guide you through the process. Undertake the export venture after having a representative abroad. Undertake the venture after having a representative abroad. Now, remember I talked about Zero to Hero. This is a program you want to be part of. This is a program of the SME Grow My Business of Zenith Bank. You want to be part of this. Someone will be talking about it in detail afterwards. so you can learn. Remember, I talked about the need for you to learn is extremely important because export is knowledge intensive. Let me take you through the process. Number one, preparation. Preparation means you need to be export ready. Preparation means you need to be export ready. Preparation means you need to be export ready. What does it mean to be export ready? To be export ready is to be able to have the capacity to enter the export market successfully, favorably compete, sustainably compete in the export market, and significantly grow your market share in the export market. Successfully enter, sustainably compete, and significantly grow. Successfully enter, sustainably compete, and significantly grow. That is why you need to prepare. I will give you a link after I'm done in this program, and I'll give you time to copy the link so you can go and do a readiness assessment. And you can immediately you finish, you can download and see your report card. Download and see your report card. That will let you know. So when you are going for the Zero to Hero program of Zenith Bank, you know exactly what you want to go and learn. What do I lack? What does my business lack? What do I have to improve upon? You know what you need to go and do to go and learn. But if you don't diagnose your business to know where you are lacking, if you don't diagnose your business to know where you are lacking, you won't know what you have to look out for. When you are now export ready, you need to promote. And I will show you a particular product you can get to learn more than 10 different ways to find buyer. Finding buyer is not your problem. Getting ready is the problem. To find buyer, I'm going to show you the material very soon that you can get. It's available online with different video and manual that will show you how to find buyer and how to convert, how to get contact detail of buyer abroad, and how to convert the contact to contract. How to convert the contact detail to contract. Promotion. After promotion, you get a purchase order. Then you sign the purchase order. Then you procure the commodity or produce, or you procure from a manufacturer. Then you do your labeling and packaging. Then you do what is called the pre-export documentation. Pre-export documentation will require you to register an export license. You need a pro forma invoice. You submit your and fill the NSP form, the application form export, and submit your pre-export documentation. Then you do the port clearance. You do the port clearance. After doing the clearance, you do your post-export documentation. You present the document to the buyer or his bank. You present the document to the buyer or his bank, who does the post-import document at destination, and of course, payment is made to you. And of course, payment is made to you. The pre-export documentation involves NSP pro forma invoice, export license from Nigeria Export Promotion Council. You need to be registered as a limited liability company, and you will pay your next fee, which is 0.5% of the FOP value. You also have to, the custom issue what is called single good declaration and certificate of inspection, and post-export documentation involve the shipping document. Now, let's now talk about a very important point. You have heard about export, you've seen the opportunity. Please don't rush into it. Here are what I call the pointers. They are actually the reason for lack of export readiness. Let me define export readiness again. It's a multifaceted concept that involves the ability of a company to successfully enter the export market, sustainably compete in the export market, and significantly grow the share to become established in the export market. Successfully enter the market, sustainably compete in the market, and significantly grow. And significantly grow. And significantly grow. So what are the evidence of lack of export readiness? Lack of export readiness refers to a situation where a business or a company is not adequately prepared to engage in international trade and export. And export is product or service to foreign market. Here are some of the signs. Limited market research. Limited market research. The part I talked about, I will show you later on. The part basically show you where, for example, if you want to export a product, it shows you market where it shows you how to find the market that buy that product. Who are those that buy? What are the top 10 countries that buy? Why do they, what volume do they buy? And that gives you an idea of how you have to now go about the business. Inadequate product adaptation. You know, if you are shipping your product abroad, you must be ready to adapt your product. You might need to change your labeling. You might need to modify your labeling. You might even need to change the pack size. You might need to change the pack size. With intellectual property protection, if your product requires a lot of intellectual property protection, you need to do something about that. Lack of export compliance knowledge. You need to know what are the documentation required in Nigeria, what are documentation required abroad, so that you ensure you meet up with local regulation, but more importantly, ensure you're also meeting up with the export market regulation. Export market regulation. Insufficient financial resources. You need to be able to learn about costing and pricing and know if you are going to export, you need a few millions to export. That is the truth. If you are doing commodity, you need tens of millions. If you are doing commodity, but if you are finished goods, you need a few millions to export. So you need to be able to understand how much is required in effective marketing strategy. You need to know what, if you want to go into export market, you want to go into US market, you need to know 2, 3, 4, 5 ways to promote. Don't just do one thing. You need to combine 2, 3, 4, 5 things together, different options to promote, and have a fantastic strategy. Limited export documentation. International trade is largely a business of documentation. International trade is largely a business of documentation. International trade is largely a business of documentation and logistics. And you need to be able to understand those documentation. Inadequate export logistics. You need to be able to manage logistics. You need to understand supply chain management so you can reduce your inventory carrying cost and make the business a success. With export sales team and of course risk diversion. Now, look at the summary of this. Sign of export readiness, delay. Delay in finding buyer is a sign of lack of export readiness. If you are ready for export, you will find buyer. If you are ready for export, you will find buyer because you will have acquired the knowledge to know exactly what you need to do to find buyer. If you are ready for export, you will find buyer. Delay in payment, delay in finding buyer, any form of delay, demurrage. Demurrage is the fee paid for the usage of container beyond the free period while the container is in the custody of shipping line. If you keep having demurrage, during your shipment, it's a sign of lack of export readiness. Discrepancies, inconsistency between the document presented and the document that is expected to be used for the export. Discrepancy, continuous discrepancy is a sign of lack of export readiness. Defective goods. You know, every time government will say Nigerian goods are having bad quality and they are rejecting our product. Rejecting the product is a sign of lack of export readiness. If you want to export, you should know the quality of your product. I want to export cashew nut. I should know the quality specification of cashew nut. I want to export sesame seed. I should know the specification of sesame seed. I want to export specification. If you are exporting any commodity, because finished product don't have those problems most of the time, only occasionally. Finished product don't have those problems. It's agro commodity. I have to push it where I said, don't focus on agro commodity alone. See how you can add value or partner with someone already producing who can produce for you in your brand. Defective good is a sign of lack of effectiveness. Debt of knowledge. Debt of knowledge is a sign of lack of export readiness. Debt, losses is a sign of lack of export readiness. It's a sign of having losses all the time. It's a sign of lack of export readiness. That is why capacity building is important. And then drop out. How do you explain the fact that 14,000 exporter companies registered in the last 2-3 years, according to Nigeria's Promotion Council, but only 1,172 exported? At the last Zenith Bank event, the Nigerian Promotion Council quoted this figure, the CEO, Dr. Extra, 1,172 exported. Last year, not even up to 10%. It is because of lack of export readiness. People get the certificate, they are not able to ship. some ship only for the first time they had issues. It's a sign of lack of export readiness. This is why capacity building is extremely important, which is why you need to be part of the Zero to Hero program. Now, how do you become ready? Let me show you before I close the area of readiness. The area of readiness. The area of readiness. There are 15 different areas that you need to consider to see yourself as being ready. If you get these 15 areas right, you won't have issue with export readiness again. You will not have issue with export readiness again. The reason for having issue with export readiness is because these areas have not been taken care of. Look at it. Number one, you have the company category of factors, capacity category of factors, country category of factors, and companion category of factors. The company category of factors has to do with company characteristics. The promoter has to be ready, the owner of the business, through capacity building. The product has to be ready. The product must be fit for the export market. The pricing has to be ready. The pricing must be right. The staff predisposition must be ready. The purpose for going global has to be ready. The purpose. Why are you going? Remember I said, if it's just to make money, there are opportunities to make money in Nigeria. If it's to generate forex, if it's to enjoy government incentive, or taxes, government incentives and support, if it's to be able to extend your product life cycle, if it's to be able to have a global brand, those are more important reasons beyond making money, because some of the issues and challenges and the issues around trade abroad, which require a lot of capacity building to manage, you won't be able to achieve them if only thing you're looking at just to make money. Country characteristics or country category. You need to understand the people. Your knowledge of the people must be very, very important, very correct. You must understand the people. You must understand the paperwork, the regulations around the product in the export market, and the potential of the product. Which market need the product? Then the capacity. In terms of capacity to promote, promotion requires a lot of money. I will show you some of the options very soon. It requires a lot of money. Promotion requires money. Proficiency, the capacity factor, skill and competence. Production capacity, payment, sourcing funding from Zenith Bank to pay your local supplier, and being able to mitigate your payment risk, and positioning of the business and of the product. Talking about heritage, a product that is already having on solicited order is well positioned for export market. Companion, a partner in the export market, and of course the purchaser. Let me quickly run through them. Promoter, that's the owner. The owner has to be experienced. The owner needs to learn about export. The product is the item of export. This item of export must be ready with quality specification, suitable packaging and labeling. Pricing, that will be determined by the cost of goods. That's why it's important if you can get raw material sourced locally. Positioning, disposition of the staff. That's why the staff also need capacity building. Purpose, the reason for going into the export business. Payment, getting funding and getting paid, being able to get funding from the bank. Production capacity, meeting demand. Proficiency, skills and competence. Promotion, awareness creation about your product in the export market. Positioning, goodwill and heritage. Potential, what are the market opportunities? You know, sometimes people will come to me and say, I want to export bitter cola. And I tell them, who told you bitter cola have demand? And what is the demand of bitter cola? Because someone told them it is 100% return on investment. Check the potential of the market. Any product you want to export demand should be in billions of dollars, so that it will be a reasonable sizable volume that people are demanding for in the world. Documentation, and the pre and post export documentation, import documentation, consumers, that are the people. And then, of course, the purchaser, which are the agent and distributor, and the partnership, who are the service provider. Now, I talk about export readiness. I will show you the link right now. Visit that link, submit, fill the information, and submit. Immediately you submit, you will download the readiness assessment immediately. Now, the reason for this is this. It's like self-diagnosis. It's like self-diagnosis. You need to diagnose yourself and your business. What are the area out of the 15 area? Which are the area I'm lacking? If you score 90 to 100%, you are good to go. If you score 70 to 89, almost ready, you can start, but it will be good to fix those areas so you don't stop along the way if those areas pop up and affect the business. Midway to ready, 50 to 60%. If you score 30 to 40, 30 to 49%, just starting. If you 0 to 29, preparing to start. So whichever, if you are not export ready, you need 0 to hero. If you are not export ready, you need 0 to hero. You need capacity building to be able to do the export business. Look at the link. I'll wait a little bit for this, for you to be able to put the link. Look at the link. Now, the link, the reason why this is important, like I said, is to help you to be able to know. You can quickly get the link. I can move on to the other slide because of time. If you visit that link, you'll be able to put in the details. You'll be able to put in the details. The details, I mean, you'll be able to put in the details required to be able to fill the export readiness document, export readiness assessment, and be able to get the result. And like I said, immediately you finish, you can by yourself download from that website. You can for yourself download from that website. Why is that important? Like I said, that will let you know this and this and this and this and this are the areas that I currently lack readiness that I need to go and improve upon. I believe you have been able to copy it. I don't know if someone can drop it in the chat. I'll move on now because of time. Now, purchasers. You know, like I said, that one of the things people talk about is that, oh, my challenge, I want to export, but my problem is finding buyer. The problem is not finding buyer. The real problem is knowing what you need to do to be able to find buyer. Knowing exactly what you need to do to be able to find buyer. Immediately you know what to do to be able to find buyer, it makes your work a lot easier. It makes your work a lot easier if you know exactly what you need to do to be able to find buyer. So always remember, the issue is not finding buyer. The issue is being ready to do whatever you need to do to be able to find buyer. This is not being ready, it's being ready to find whatever you're able to do in order to be able to find buyer. Now look at this. Look at the protocol to finding buyer. I will run through them. Avoid preventing for export. Avoid prospecting for buyer before export readiness. Avoid prospecting for buyer before export readiness. Build a business profile across different platforms online. Consistently take your product from awareness to action. Design a product catalog. Ensure you have a budget for online promotion. Finding buyers contact abroad does not translate to contract. Give out regular information about your product to build credibility. To build credibility, have a representative in the target export market. Interaction with your company website is critical, so get it ready before you look for buyers. Jumping on a call from your country could hinder your chance of closing the sale. There are protocols to contacting buyer abroad. Knowledge of export market is a critical success factor. Let your marketing effort direct buyers to your website. Mentoring is needed to minimize delay and your error rate. Never promote in export market when you are not ready for shipment. I can't expatiate more on this because of time. Open account risk can be mitigated, so give the buyer a chance. Promptly respond to inquiry about your product. Quitting because of delay in getting buyer should not be an option. Remember to tell stories of the business social impact on your website. Secure a storage facility at the target export market with potential in your export promotion. Understand that export promotion online is a process. View your competitor pages and improve on their promotional strategy. write a full corporate offer to send in your first mail, to send in your first mail to prospective buyers. X-ray the platform with good engagement and focus on it. If you are using different platforms to promote, yearn for more knowledge on improving visibility to buyers abroad, and zeal for global relevance is the fuel for continuous export promotion. If you are trying to find buyer abroad, these are the options you can explore. You are looking for how to explore this option, then you need to consider getting the pack. I'll show you the detail of the pack very soon. There are different options. So you can see that different options. You can use database company, B2B portal, social media, international trade fair, and partners abroad. There are different options available for you to explore in finding buyers abroad. The real issue is knowing exactly how to go about it. More importantly is having a representative abroad. Representative who we have as consignee, help you in mitigating payment risk. Of course, they have service charge, help you in handling your documentation issue, also handling payment default risk. More importantly, marketing the good at destination, increasing potential for growth in the export market, give you control over the export market, debt recovery at destination, and of course, destination inspection. Now, like I said, if you want to be able to know, I have a rep, what does he have to do? You can get Eureka Pack. Now, Eureka Pack helps you to get buyer from abroad. Get online tool to deploy in getting buyers abroad. Online tool to deploy in getting buyers abroad. You need to know the online you need to deploy in getting buyers abroad. The pack also help you to list, to get the list. You know, you're looking at getting the list of market with demand for your product. The pack can help you get the list of market with demand for your product. Also getting the contact detail of importer abroad, and also converting export contact to contract. So if you visit the YouTube channel and you're able to know the product exported to Canada, and you want to work with me in Canada, the pack help you to know what should it do. Remember, knowledge is important for you to acquire the necessary knowledge for you to be able to find buyers abroad. Now, how do I participate as I close? To participate, you can participate in export as an active exporter and as a passive exporter. A passive exporter can be an investor and can be a professional. Please, when you are thinking of export, we need lawyers in export business. We need brokers to help people find buyers in export business. Not just the exporters alone, doing all the work. Buyer can help us in recovery when they are delaying payment in the export market. Passive exporters. But we have active exporters who are exporting services. Service export is a very, very important area. In fact, global trade is about $28 trillion. Merchandise trade in goods about $21.5 trillion. Services is almost $6 trillion. And it's still growing every year. The demand for services is growing every year. The demand for services is growing every year. The demand for services is growing every year. So you want to consider the service export. You want to consider service export. As an accountant, as a management consultant, you want to consider service export. Or you want to be the manufactured good or commodity exporter. So you can be a product exporter or a service exporter. So you can actually play in different aspects of the chain, not just exporting the product itself. As I close, I've talked about Eureka Pack. It helps you to secure buyer from abroad by yourself. It helps you save cost of searching for buyer abroad, save time for searching for buyer abroad, save energy for searching for buyer abroad, help you to service multiple buyer abroad, secure credible buyers abroad, and solve problem of getting buyer abroad. We've laid final rest to finding buyers abroad, and you can get soft copy or get hard copy as can desire. As you go through the Zero to Hero program, we have coaching program to help you get started. After the capacity building program, we can work with you in what we call the expert coaching program to help you get started, and that can be done across different areas or services, from export advisory, product advisory, pricing advisory, payment advisory, contract advisory, paperwork advisory, and of course, finance advisory. As I conclude, I would like to say, if you would like, I would like to stress the need, rather, for reasonable and regular investment in export education by exporting companies in order to be able to be export ready, so as to prevent each free export documentation process, hassle-free export clearance process, and ECO-free export payment process. Thank you very much.